you're so beautiful. You should say that every day. Oh, you know, I'd never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, just stay the same. Don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing just the way you are. The way you are, the way you are, you're amazing just the way you are. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing just the way you are. The way you are, the way you are, you're amazing just the way you are. Yeah.
In G, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There is a lady, her name's Tannis Burnett. She's reading the announcements. She's reading the announcements.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Centre for Spiritual Living Toronto. My name is Tannis Burnett. I am part of the Queen Street Band, group of merry, wonderful, fabulous creatures. So yes, I am doing the announcements. So let's get on with it. This Wednesday, service Practicing the Presence is from 6:30 to 7:15. Wednesday services are composed with song, prayer, and reflection. A little quieter than a Sunday morning mayhem service. And this Wednesday is the last class of Power of Decision, and it is following service. It's from 7:30 to 9:30. But then we have a new class starting Wednesday, January 29th, called the Foundations of Science of Mind. It will also be from 7:30 to 9:30, and it is being taught by two of our fabulous practitioners, Helen Valleau and Margaret Ann Snyder. Woohoo! Here's a description of the class. Stepping stones into this fantastic philosophy, Science of Mind, helping you use God constructively to create an extraordinary life. Awesome. And classes are fun and a great way, if you're new to the community, to meet other like-minded people, have a laugh, and really ground this philosophy and ask any questions you have. Like, I don't understand what this concept means. Classes are the perfect place to do so. Pardon? And it is accredited. And you can follow along online. You can take classes through the interweb, as they say. And you can register for classes in the bookstore or online. Our women's group is resuming January 27th at 7 p.m. You will be setting intentions for the year with a burning bowl ceremony. Ooh, awesome. So please bring your favorite inspirational quote. Board meeting today at 1 p.m. If you're interested at all in finding out what goes on at the board, if you're thinking of perhaps stepping up to be elected for a board position, feel free to pop by, sit in on the meeting this afternoon, get an idea for how a meeting runs, how the center runs, which leads me into, would that be next Sunday already, the 26th? Next Sunday, holy moly, this month is going fast. Next Sunday, January 26th, 1 p.m. is our AGM, our annual general meeting. Your opportunity to understand as a member of the community the business aspects of our center and how we use the funds that are so generously donated by you as a member of the community. And you find out how this center is operated, how the funds are used. This is your opportunity to have a say in the center. As well, it is you who elect the Board of Trustees that help guide and run our center with its best expression of greatness. And there are board positions available. If you are interested in serving on the board, talk to Helen Valleau, our current president. And she's also our speaker today. So you get to see Helen all day. And she's also a practitioner, so she is available for treatment with you, as well as Margaret Ann. So they are available to you on Sunday after service. If you have something heavy on your heart, don't leave here with it. Talk to one of these fabulous women and have a little minute of blessing. If you prefer an anonymous form of prayer, we do have a prayer box on our table out front. You can leave a treatment prayer request in there and know that our practitioners will know the truth for you. So on that note, let's put our hands together for the fabulous Helen Valleau, and I'm going to turn the mic over to her.
Thank you. As I shake out my legs here. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. And if you're here for the first time, thank you for bringing your consciousness here with us today. And let us start out. Well, I'm going to start out with my own little announcement and infomercial. I don't know who put this up here, but we have these lovely candle holders, which happen to reflect my talk title. So if you're really inspired by my talk title, the 3 L's, love, live, and laugh, then you can get these in the bookstore.
Nice camera, yes.
I don't know the price. Oh, let us start off by, it'll follow into my talk title as well. Everything is just falling into place so lovely this morning. Let us start off by reading on the front of our songbook these words by our founding teacher, philosopher, metaphysician, and brilliant, brilliant man, Dr. Ernest Holmes. I am happy and complete today and forever. Within me is that perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I radiate joy and life, for this is within me now. I get so excited, I start saying the words faster and faster than you are. Life is within me now. Life is within me now. Oh, breathe that in. Life is within me now. Right here, right now. And to support us in affirming this, I'm going to invite up to the podium Margaret Ann Snyder, our practitioner of the day. Okay, there you go. I didn't pull this out. Would you like this?
I would.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Well, quite often during the week when I'm thinking about what I'm going to say at this moment, I get little inklings and little stirrings of what I could do. And then if I don't get anything during the week, I cram Saturday night. And so last night I was cramming till about midnight, and nothing was coming. I was reading things, and I think, yeah, I've heard that before, and blah, blah, blah. I was just like, oh, dear, what am I going to do? It's getting late, and I can hardly keep my eyes open. And I've read almost all the books that are on my shelves. So I finally went to the Science of Mind, and I read a few of the little articles in that, and I went to the last one, and it said meditation. So I read it, and then I had that little feeling that came to my gut that said, oh, that feels good. So I thought I'll just share this one with you, because that's what felt good. And it says, I know there is a power for good which is responding to me and bringing into my experience everything that is necessary to my unfoldment, to my happiness, to my peace, to my health, and to my success. I know there is a power for good that enables me to help others and to bless the whole world. So I say quietly to myself, there is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. It is flowing through me, circulating in me. I am one with its rhythm. My heart beats with the pulsation of the universe, in serenity, in peace, and in joy. My whole physical being is animated by the divine spirit, and if there is anything in it that does not belong, it is cast out, because there is one perfect life in me now. And I say to myself, I am daily guided so that I shall know what to do under every circumstance, in every situation. Divine intelligence guides me in love, in joy, and in complete self-expression. Desiring that the law of good alone shall control me, I bless and prosper everything I am doing. I multiply every activity. I accept and expect happiness and complete success. Realizing that I am one with all people, I affirm that there is a silent power flowing through me and them, which blesses and heals and prospers, makes happy and glad their pathway. And realizing that the world is made up of people like myself, I bless the world and affirm that it shall come under the divine government of good, under the divine providence of love, and under the divine leadership of the supreme intelligence. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. And so it is. And just now, this very moment, I got the affirmation. I live with love and laughter. I live with love and laughter. Can we say that one more time?
I live with love and laughter.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Number 1 in your books is I'm here to remind you, if you want to sing along, or just close your eyes and enjoy.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved.
And in this moment, in this perfect moment, I realize that there is only one presence, there is only one power, that there is one infinite intelligence that is present in every mind as God is present, as God creates, as God loves, as God allows. In this moment, I am reminded that there is one life, there is one love, there is one laughter, there is one peace, there is one joy. And it is my life, my love, my joy, my laughter. And it is the infinite truth of who I am. In this moment, I know that God is and I am. In this moment, I know that as I allow myself to open, to be free, with infinite choice and possibility, as I allow this, my life unfolds perfectly, with grace, with truth, with ease. There's only one presence, there's only one power, there's only one mind. And this is my mind, this is my power, and this is my presence. I allow it to shine. I allow it to live through me. I allow it to laugh through me. I allow it to light, to be light. I know that light is the energy of God, and it is the poise and the presence and the perfection. It is the peace of God living through me. This I know, this I understand, and this I express. In gratitude for this knowing, and gratitude for this expression that is mine to share and to just let fly. In gratitude that I live as God. I release these words to the law of mind, knowing that they are perfect, they are complete, and they are done through me and as me. I release, I let go, I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved.
Oh, thank you, Margaret Ann. Thank you. Okay, I just have to change these. I live with love and laughter, so they're all in order there. And, wait or drink?
Wait.
Wait and drink?
Just move the podium.
Oh my God, I am so excited. I'm so excited. I was sitting in Margaret Ann's meditation and I'm going like this, okay, and I've got all these ideas coming into my mind and I just want to get going. And
Or
well,
we can do the song after your talk if you.
no, I'm going to pass it over to you and I'll do what Carmen says, drink water. I will drink water, I will wait, and I will sit down and listen to the band.
But this was perfect stalling while Pierre tunes his guitar, so it's all good.
And I'll move this back. Oh. Jonathan's gonna kill me.
He'll be texting any moment. You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how do you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? And one thing can lead to another,
It doesn't take any sacrifice now. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice to shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. What I really mean to say is shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with a love. Show them the way that you feel. They say every night, they say the rain will fall. And like the pouring down rain, make it rain. The way that you make it rain down love, 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 the sun shower. Way that you feel. Oh, make it rain down love, 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 a sun shower. The way that you feel. Yeah, everybody, everybody, show them the love somebody. Somebody's gonna love someone. Love, 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 love someone. And things will be much better if we only will.
That is the Queen Street Band. Woohoo! Thank you, guys. Oh, good morning, friends. You're waving back there. So the title of my talk is The 3 L's. And it's actually love, light, and laughter. Although the live, love, and laughter brings light, so hey, what the heck. And I'm going to start off actually with the quote that Margaret Ann read this morning for meditation for the rest of you to hear, because it was absolutely brilliant and just kind of sets the whole tone. And because it's not on my iPad, I'll use glasses. The radiation of life, the life of God within me radiates and shines forth from me in a constant stream of light to all. One life flowing through me is life to all who come near. The one power operating through me is flowing into everything that I contact. Life radiates from me. Life radiates from me. And the beginning of the year, I don't set new, what are they called? Resolutions. I don't set resolutions. What I do, though, is that I set an intention for myself of the qualities that I want to embody and radiate and lean into and become for the year. And so my qualities for this year were light and love and laughter. Laughter. I wanted this sense of this lightness of being and laughter. Not my normal DNA. I was more of the dramatic child as opposed to the comedic child. And so it's a little bit of a stretch for me to just lighten up a bit. And I've always been very serious, and, you know, that was part of my thing. And no, not for this year. And I know it's working, because when I was away last week facilitating, I actually had students that were a little bit triggered. They were in transference with me because I was just a little too bubbly. As a facilitator teaching personal development, I went, yes, it's working. It's working. I don't have to take it all so seriously. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be arduous. Arduous, hard, okay, same thing. And there can be a lightness of being and laughter and fun to learning and growing and expanding in consciousness. So I think it's kind of good for our souls to laugh and have that lightness of being. And, you know, love is that self-givingness of spirit to ourselves. And the lightness of being is the light shining forth and radiating out to all. And then the laughter is our ability to really not take ourselves so seriously. And when I think of the Dalai Lama, when I went to see him a number of years ago, he laughed. He laughed all the time. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. And he just was able to have this sense of humor about life. And I think that's really, really important. And how many of us are just taking life way too seriously, our consciousness and our learning way too seriously, and not having a whole lot of fun? And it's like, hey, why not open up to the fun? If you look at little kids, they are filled with light and laughter. They are just these light being, divine essences, and without a care in the world. And that's our natural state of being. That is what we're meant to show up as. So what happened? What happened? Are you showing up that way? What happened? Life, we grew up, we became adults. Our intellects took over. But there's also something else that happens. And it's really interesting because science is catching up to science of mind. Neuroplasticity is a really big thing right now. Dr. Rick Hansen, who's got the book Hardwiring for Happiness, it's all about neuroplasticity and changing our brain, and that we can actually change our neural pathways to be happier in life. And it's actually who we are already. And it's so interesting because in his book, right at the beginning, He's talking science of mind. He's talking about how we have these weeds in our garden, which is in our subconscious mind. And I'm like, that's science of mind. So it's pretty cool that the actual scientific data is now affirming everything that, well, they've already known for centuries anyways, right? But here's what happens to us. Here we are, these beautiful, divine light beings, and we're born into the world, and it is impossible for us to receive a consistent flow of love 24/7. It is impossible in this human experience for anyone to meet our needs 100% of the time as we're growing up. We don't understand that as children. But what we do know is that we feel this lack of our needs not being met. And of course, there can never be anything wrong with our caregivers because we need them in order to survive. We need our parents, we need our primary caregivers. So we take it on as, oh, and we do this unconsciously. It's not like we're thinking about this at the age of 2. We take it on. There must be something wrong with me. I'm the one who must have the flaw because my needs are not being met. And that's called shame. Shame. I'm a mistake. Guilt is I made a mistake, and there's healthy guilt that keeps us accountable as adults and children. Shame, I am the mistake. Somehow I'm flawed at my core. And there isn't a human being on this planet that does not have shame. It is impossible. It's part of our human condition. And so as a result, and we don't think it necessarily at times, we feel it. We feel it, we experience it, and it forms this belief about ourselves subconsciously. And what we do to compensate for that is we take on all kinds of behaviors to try and make ourselves good enough, lovable enough, in order to get the love and attention that we need. And we do this as children all the time. I will imitate you, Mommy and Daddy, so I'm just like you. Now will you love me? We take on, I'll be perfect, I'll be the achiever, I'll get the good grades, I'll be the good girl, the good boy, I'll be the quiet one, I'll be invisible, I won't cause any problems. Now will you love me? And we do this not consciously, it's an automatic, compulsive reaction in order to get the love and attention that we need as kids. And what happens is as we take these behaviors on, it often, though, does not give us the love and attention that we need, or we go and take that out into our adult world, and it sets us up to feel even more unlovable about ourselves, because we can never be perfect. We can never be that perfect achiever, that perfect person, that perfect image of what we think we're supposed to be that makes us lovable and good enough in the world. Now, the other thing is people will often prove, I will be the mess up, I will be the rebel, I will be the one that makes all the mistakes before it gets proven to me. Because shame is very, very vulnerable. It's like, nobody wants to feel that. And yet we do. In some way, we've all said to ourselves, like, really? What's wrong with me? Like, there must be something wrong with me. I'm not good enough. Or this wouldn't keep happening over and over and over again in my life. And so we end up reinforcing that core belief. It's the very core belief that kind of drives all of our other limiting beliefs about ourselves. And so we go out into the world trying to be perfect. I'll take care of everything. I'm the happy one. I'm the entertainer. We take on all these roles to disprove our shame to ourselves. And God forbid if anyone else should ever see that flaw about ourselves. Ugh. And I remember the very first time I was actually, I was training to be a facilitator, and they kind of threw me in and said, here, read this visualization. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this. And so I'm reading this visualization. It was rather somber. And I get to the part, I'm reading along and I'm looking and I'm going, here comes the 23rd Psalm. But I'm going, because I didn't grow up in a religious household, and I remember Palm Sunday from Jesus Christ Superstar. That was about it for me. So I'm looking at this, I'm going, 23rd Palm or 23rd Psalm? And I'm getting closer and closer, and I see it coming, and I'm like, holy frig, I don't know if it's Palm or Psalm. And so I'm like, okay, well, what the heck? And now I will read the 23rd Psalm. And the moment it came out of my mouth, I knew I'm like so screwed. That was not a good thing. I'm like, oh no. It was like one of those shame attacks, right? I am so stupid. How could I not know? But it was like, we all have those moments. Should I? Shouldn't I? What should I say? Is this right? Is this wrong? Yeah, well, okay, so now you all know and it's all out there. And I learned the hard way, but it's like those moments of, how could I not have known? Well, I didn't know. I didn't know. And in the moment, sometimes we get so flustered that the wrong one just pops out. And I kind of had a choice. I had a 50-50 chance. And, oh well, so what? But it's those times where we can go spiral down, right? It's called a shame spiral. I'm so stupid. How could I have not known? I want to disappear. I really had wished that the ground had just sort of opened up and swallowed me at that point. And how could I face these people after the visualization? And this one guy who was an English teacher walked up and goes, it's Psalm, not Palm. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. Got it. And it's like, okay, what do you do? What do you do? You just go, okay. And you got to feel it to heal it, right? Can't pretend those moments of, there's something wrong with me, that shame doesn't exist. Because if we push it away, it just sort of builds a life of its own and comes up to get us when we're not looking. It's really, being able to recognize that everyone carries these beliefs that somehow we're flawed at our core. The unfortunate part about that is it also creates an addictive drive within us to achieve more, to be more, to do more, to, whatever more, whether we get into more relationships, we read more books, we go to more self-help courses, we go into addictions. Shame will drive our addictions because we're looking more and more and more and more outside of ourselves for that love. Except the love exists in here. It's already here. And the more that we can come back to who we truly are, that we are infinite love. That is the truth of who we are. That is who we are when we showed up. That we're not all that other stuff. Rick Hansen, he has a great way of describing shame. He says it's like, He says it's like living on thin soup. You'll You'll survive, but you won't feel fully nourished. And it feels like there's this big empty space inside. And therefore, because of that space, there's a defect. There's a hole in our heart. It's kind of like the heart with the line that goes through like this, you know, there's the flaw. And yet, because it's not our true nature, we can come back to who we truly are, that light and love within us. There is a great empowerment that comes from healing our shame, because we can step out into the world and not be so afraid to be seen, to be fully seen for who we are. And we don't have to take life so seriously and put so much effort into covering over and making sure that no one touches into that really vulnerable place. We can actually kind of put it all out there and go, yeah, here I am authentically. And that's okay. That's okay. It's kind of like loving ourselves, warts and all. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "Man postpones or remembers. He does not live in the present, but with reverted eyes laments on the past. He cannot be happy and strong until he too lives with nature in the present. Living in the present is being conscious of the content of our consciousness, our actions in the present." So every time we get hijacked back into our history and beating ourselves up for our history, we end up shaming ourselves and making ourselves wrong. And yet, as we know, in this teachings, we understand and we know the universe does not create from precedent. It does not care what we did last week. It does not care what mistake we made. In this moment, every time we turn within and we connect into the truth and we decide, consciously decide to do something different, we have a different effect. There was a woman that I met who was a client and last week when I was in Calgary, and she had done a lot of work on her shame, and she said, I went home, and the first thing she told me she did was that she fired all of her son's caregivers. Her son had some issues going on. She said, I fired them all and I hired myself because I'm his mother and I have discovered that I am worthy of showing up as his mother, which I thought was really cool. And she said, and then I went and bought my dream home because I felt worthy of it. We moved in and then my roof fell in, and well, that's okay too. And she's like, okay, I have choice. I have choice. I can get really angry and upset about my roof falling in, or I can choose to continue to have a good time knowing that the roof will get fixed. And it's because she felt so much freedom to own the truth of who she is by working through all of that shame. And it is a call to know our true self and to honor it and rely on it, to be true to it, and to stand and deliver in our lives our true nature, to radiate love, to radiate light, to laugh, to live fully, and to be present to the brilliance in our life right now. And it's interesting because Rick Hansen, so I did a lot of reading of Rick Hansen while I was away last week. And this is not, by the way, the Rick Hansen who does the disability work. This is Rick Hansen from California, who's a psychologist who does a lot of work with neuroplasticity. And he says people really begin to thrive when positive moments outnumber negative ones by at least a 3-to-1 ratio. Negative contaminates positive more than positive purifies negative, because we unconsciously have planted those weeds in our subconscious mind. So because right from the get-go we have felt that gap, that where there was not our needs being met and that love, and it's been so planted in our unconscious mind that, oh, well, then that is the result of something being wrong with me. And of course, then all the experiences we have that reinforce that belief, we need to now build our self-esteem by focusing on our accomplishments and what we are good at and what we are grateful for, so that we can have that positive start to outweigh the negative. And of course, the more that we do that, the more we create a different effect. Emerson also wrote, so I was big on Emerson this week too, God will not have his work made manifest by cowards. It needs a divine man to exhibit anything divine. Trust yourself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string. Great men have always done so. And, our mind takes shape from what it rests upon. And this, again, it's science of mind, what Rick Hansen was saying. The brain takes its shape from what the mind rests upon. Well, that's mental equivalence. The brain takes shape. We all talk about that mold within our subconscious mind that holds our beliefs and is our mental equivalence to what we attract into our life. The brain takes shape what the mind rests upon. So if we are focusing our minds, our conscious mind, on the lack and the limitations and the shame and the blame and the guilt and ways to punish ourselves, that is what will shape our subconscious mind. When we focus on the truth that we are love, light, beauty, grace, wisdom, truth, and we start to create that mold, and let that be our mental equivalence, that's what we attract in to our life. And he goes on to say, each person has the power to change his or her brain for the better. Really? I just laughed when reading this. I mean, he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. But I went, this is what we teach here. If you don't make use of the power yourself, other forces will shape your brain for you. Right? And that's what happened to us as kids. We had all these other ideas shaping our brain. But now we have choice, and we do not have to buy into a collective consciousness of what it's telling us to do, or what our friends tell us, or our family system, or what our colleagues tell us. We get to think for ourselves and choose for ourselves what we put into our subconscious mind. Did any of you see in the Globe last week the article on Olga? Anybody see that? Oh, I love Olga. Did you see her? Brilliant article, brilliant. Okay, she's my new benchmark for aging. She's a Canadian track and field athlete who is rewriting the record books and piquing the interest of scientists by defying the normal trajectory of human aging. Olga will turn 95 in March. She is still high jumping, long jumping, and sprinting. She lost a little bit of speed since she turned 90. But not too much, she says. Off the track, she brims with purpose and blazes with life. Exactly why Olga feels and acts decades younger than her chronological age is a mystery. It's baffling some people. So she agreed to explore, she submitted to a battery of tests, and her muscle fibers were sampled, her cardiovascular system was assessed, and her brain was scanned, and personality traits examined. it turns out our attitudes about aging can actually affect how we age and even how fast. And then they went on to say that they did a study at Harvard where they studied men who were balding. I'm looking around. Who are the ones? Who are you? Oh, yeah. Okay. Except I know you defy this, Steve. And it said, therefore, men who go bald early in life may perceive themselves as older and are consequently predicted to age more quickly. It's as if the hairless guy's minds send out a memo that old age has begun. Oh, you don't know. Can you relate, or is it absolutely? But Olga is merely spiraling in the opposite direction. That Olga, she lives in Saskatchewan. She has a positive attitude about everything. Everything. And she says, I choose not to let the dark stuff have an effect on me. I choose not to let the dark stuff have an effect on me. How cool is that? Yeah. You know, it's kind of like Emma Curtis Hopkins. For those of you who don't know her, she's one of our teachers in this philosophy. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant healer. Whoa. Amazing woman back in the early 1900s. Late 18, early 19. Oops, I should know this. Anyways, but she would never, ever want to know what the condition was. She's like, I don't want to know. She would not know. She would just simply know the truth for that person. Now, to have a mind like that is pretty amazing. To simply, simply, but with that conviction of knowing the truth, and that's what she went into prayer with, and people were healed like that. Very powerful. So, you know, here's the law of cause and effect in action, because what they went on to say about Olga was her success in track and field, almost from the get-go, has created a kind of multiplier effect. Nabbing gold medals make her feel bulletproof, which sends her back out into competition, because she's seen the effect of it, with through-the-roof confidence, with predictable positive results. She keeps winning. So because she wins, it's like, yeah, I got it. Builds her confidence. She goes and does it again, proves it again. Cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect in action. And she's doing it at 95. If she can do it at 95, we can do it now. We can do it now. It's our state of mind. Our state of mind. So what is the state of mind that you're going to take into this next year? What are the qualities that you're going to commit to embracing, embodying, and showing up as in your life for this coming year? And where you will say no to anything that is not a match. Because, you start saying yes to things that aren't a match, then you're going to start creating that in your life. That'll start to show up. So what are you willing to step into? And hold it in your mind with such conviction so you start to demonstrate it in your life. Think about that. Get clear on what you're really going to commit yourself to. Because that is using our teachings. That is putting the teachings into action, where we're starting to demonstrate and bring those qualities that are the truth of who we are. We're already it, but we forget. We forget, and we get hijacked by these other beliefs and emotions that are kind of like sticking our finger in the light socket and electrocuting ourselves. Take your finger out. Turn on the light switch, illuminate your mind, and choose, consciously choose what you choose to embody. I'm choosing light, love, and laughter because it's fun. It is fun. And, you know, I went and I met my cousin that I hadn't seen in over 30 years. And we lived 10 minutes away from each other. But we hadn't been in touch for whatever reason. And she's older than I am, and I actually knew her brother, my other cousin, better. We hung out a little more. And she comes from my dad's side of the family. And my dad's side of the family, you know, the Irish, laughing, joking, great sense of humor, always lots of fun. My dad was, you know, he was a 10 talker. He could talk and talk and talk and talk, as well as a great singer and an entertainer. And my aunt was the same way. And so my cousin was telling me about how she had the honor of taking a couple of years off. She works in theater, and to ensure that both her mother and her father could pass at home because they were in their 90s. And so my uncle passed away, and he wanted to be taken out of his house feet first, so she made sure that happened. And then my aunt had this massive stroke. So it was imminent that she was going to pass. And my cousin's telling me this story, and I'm listening to this going, that's so my aunt that she'd want to go with my Uncle Al. And so they were planning my uncle's service, so then it was imminent. My aunt was going to go, so then they were going to have a double service. And my aunt's in the hospital, was clear, no treatment. She wanted to pass, but she didn't pass. And the service was coming up. And I'm sitting there listening to this. Mahala and I are there. And I'm howling with laughter because that would be my aunt. Ha, 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 joke's on you. Sure enough, time for the funeral service. They've got this double service. They had already decided exactly what they wanted for their service, already had the Anglican minister chosen, but then that Anglican minister could not do the service because he had someone die in his family, so they had to go to my cousin to ask a friend of his who's a United minister, but his father was an Anglican minister, if he could do an Anglican service, and he said, absolutely, sure. And, oh, and by the way, our mother hasn't passed yet, but you're doing the service for both. And I was howling with laughter because that is my aunt. The joke's on you. So funny. And then she actually ended up passing with my one cousin on one side, the other cousin on the other side. And she kept pulling these antics before she died. And so they're laughing. They're in the palliative care ward, and they've got my aunt has my cousin in tears of laughter, and I said, how great that she died with you laughing beside her. And couldn't we all have a lot of laughter and celebration versus, you know, I mean, there's the whole grief part too, but, you know, it's that lightness of being. And it's like, yeah, that's what I want to step into this year. And really, really, really celebrate life, because life is so worth celebrating. So namaste, celebrate your life, and thank you. It is time for giving back, and before we move into our songs, yes, we'll have multiple songs now. Let us read on the back of our songbook our statements of divine givingness. And, you know, again, I think when there is that celebration and that lightness and laughter, and we give that out, we can give so much out and receive so much back. And whether we're giving it as part of our tithe, whether we're giving out the light and love and laughter, it's all spirit. Everything is spirit, everything is energy, and it is the intention that we give it. So I ask you to hold these words close to your heart, and let us read them out loud together. I know that God is the source of all supply, and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I claim an abundance of money to share and spare. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I give thanks for this good, and I know that my gift today goes forward to heal and bless. I joyously contribute to the vision of this center and know that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. So hold that in your heart. And Judy and Jim are going to come around with the baskets, and we are going to sing I Love, which is on page 29 in your songbook.
Still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I give, I receive. I laugh.
Margaret Ann to come on up and give the blessing over the offering, please.
I breathe life and I breathe love. I live life and I live love. I am life and I am love. And I know that this energy that is everywhere present is in me as me. This God, this divine being is the truth of who I am. And I let it live and have its way in me, through me, and as me. And in this moment, I am grateful. I am grateful that I have this life to live, to share it, to let it express and be. And I am grateful that as we give, we receive. I am grateful that as this money in these baskets is an expression of love, it's an expression of life, an expression of love and laughter, and the joy of giving and the joy of receiving. It is an eternal and infinite expression of the divine. For this I am so grateful, and I know that the love in these baskets and the love in the hearts of each of our volunteers and in each congregant is perfect, whole, and complete. It is beautiful, and it is now the essence of God. In gratitude for this, in gratitude for the receiving of these gifts. I release these words to the law of mind, knowing that all is well. I release, I let it go, I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
Oh, thank you, Margaret Ann. And I'd like to thank you for your brilliant meditation today. I was like, oh my God, the energy and my head, I was like downloading from the divine, and thank you. It was beautiful, and thank you for being our practitioner today. I'd like to thank Judy and Jim, they left. They've gone to do the count. Thank you for being our board members today. Also, thank you to Christina and Kathy for setting up. Our greeters today were Women Terry. Thank you both. And in the bookstore today, we have Aurora. In the sound booth, we have Carmen. On camera is Tony. And Tony. And I would also like to thank our brilliant Queen Street Band. Thank you so much for all that you give. I'd like to thank all of you for being here today, bringing your consciousness here, and thank you to those of you online as well. And we are going to move into, we're gonna rock it out. We're gonna rock it out with a really soft.
And thank you. That was a phenomenal talk.
Thank you.
And just
My
a reminder
pleasure.
that these two fantastically spiritually rockers themselves are teaching the class in a week. So, come spend some time with them and get fed.
Thanks, Stannis. Thank you. Oh, let us all take a breath in. We're going to go into our song and our prayer. Together as one beautiful united community, and knowing that this divine presence of God is surrender. It is the flow of life. It is the flow of life that is filled with love, filled with light, filled with grace, filled with abundance, filled with peace, and filled with joy and laughter. This presence of the divine that is our truth with a capital T, our reality with a capital R. It is all of life expressing in and through all of creation. It is within us. It is our own beautiful divine self, here to express, to live fully, to be fully present to the goodness, the grace, the beauty, the bounty, the brilliance of this life right here, right now. And so as I speak these words for all of us here today, I celebrate life. I celebrate the divine givingness of God in each and every moment. And I celebrate the open-heartedness, the love, the light, the truth, the beauty, the wisdom, the grace, the love that is each one of us. And today, let us take this love and light and laughter, this spirit out into the world. Let our light shine bright. Let us light up the world with love and light and laughter. Let us illuminate the world with the goodness of God that is everywhere present, and all we have to do is turn our faces towards the light, and it's there. It is there. And so with this knowing, I say thank you. Thank you to each and every person here today. Thank you for these teachings. Thank you for this community. And thank you to this divine energy of God that lives within each and every one of us, that is always gently nudging us forward in our lives to be the love, light, truth, beauty, wisdom, grace, and happiness that we truly are. As my word is spoken here today, it is done. I release my word to the Eternal One, knowing all is well, all is in divine order, and all I need to do is surrender. Surrender, accept, and embrace that it is done. I let go and I let God, and together we say, and so it is.
I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
All right, now we're gonna rock it out. We're gonna rock it out with some Supertramp. Give a little bit. It is on page 35 in your songbook. Thank you, everyone. Have a brilliant Sunday. Have a brilliant week. Reverend Jonathan Zenz will be back next week.
Give a little bit of your love to me. Give a little bit of my love to you. There's so much that we need to share, so send a smile and show you care. Give a little bit of my life for you. So give a little bit of your time to me. the man